Let's talk about what's actually going on in the art world right now. In early 2026, things are moving fast. A new group of contemporary artists has broken into the mainstream in a big way, breaking auction records, landing shows in major museums, and building huge audiences online. Some of them make hypnotic, colorful abstract paintings that are hard to look away from. Others go darker, mixing classical painting techniques with something stranger and more unsettling underneath. A few are working with AI to make their art, and there's a strong wave of African artists bringing urgent, personal perspective into the mix too. This isn't a small trend, it's a real shift in who gets to shape taste in the art world, and there's serious money behind it. So who's actually driving all this? Here are 11 artists you need to know if you want to understand where contemporary art is headed right now. Avery singer. Every singer builds her paintings on a computer before she ever picks up a brush. She designs geometric figures in 3D softwares like SketchUp and Blender, projects the design onto a canvas, then fills it with an airbrush instead of a paintbrush. The result looks like a strange mashup of 1990s video game and a classical painting, cold and ghostly, but somehow beautiful. Her work explores how digital tools are quietly reshaping art history itself, blending things like cubism with a sterile, computer-generated feel. In 2026, singers sit at the crossing point between the digital world and the traditional blue-chip galleries, and the museums are racing to figure out how to talk about art in the internet age. Her paintings feel like monuments to that shift, cold on the surface but oddly moving underneath. Jadé Fadojutimi. Jadé Fadojutimi's paintings look like emotions caught mid-explosion. Working out of London, she covers huge canvases in pinks, magentas, and deep blues, with brushstrokes that swells, crash, and pile on top of each other like she's walking through a feeling in real time. There's nothing calm about it. Her lines dangle into thick, layered networks of oil and pastel that feel more like a diary entry than a landscape. By 2026, she's already become one of the youngest artists ever picked up by major British museums. And demand for her work at auctions keep climbing right alongside that. Collectors are drawn to the sheer, untamed energy on the canvas. Fadojutimi proves that big gestural abstract painting is alive, and right now, it's speaking directly to how fast and chaotic things feel. Nicolas Partey. Nicolas Partey took soft pastel, a medium usually reserved for small, delicate drawings, and blew it up to massive proportions. His world is full of smooth, hairless faces, oddly glowing trees, and mountains that look ancient and synthetic at once. He doesn't stop at the canvas either. Partey often paints entire museum walls in bold color just to give his portrait somewhere to live. By 2026, his candy-colored, slightly eerie style has become instantly recognizable across the art world. There's something innocent about his work at first glance, almost childlike, but it carries a quiet unease underneath, like nature dressed up and put under display. That tension, paired with his incredible feel for color and shadow, is exactly why collectors keep chasing his pieces. Matthew Wong. Matthew Wong died young, but his paintings still feel more alive than most. He taught himself to paint, blending old Chinese landscape traditions with post-impressionist color. And the result is unforgettable. Glowing, dotted brushwork in deep blues and golds, usually with small, lonely figure walking through it all. His paintings feel like a quiet ache you can't quite explain, and that loneliness hits home for a lot of people navigating through an isolating modern world. By 2026, his work has reached almost mythical status, pulling huge numbers at auction and anchoring major museum retrospectives. It's sad that Wong never got to see this, but his paintings remain this tender, radiant map of what it feels like to move through the world alone, and people keep finding themselves in it. Nwadiogbu. In Nwadiogbu's paintings, people are always breaking free from something. A face tears through a sheet of brown packing paper. An eye pushes out from behind clear plastic wrap. It's hyper-realistic, almost photographic, but the meaning underneath is the whole point. Working between Nigeria and the UK, Nwadiogbu calls his style Hyper-Realism Cubism and uses it to talk about hidden identities, migration, and the weight placed on black bodies in society. In 2026, his influence has grown fast as museums and collectors look for artists tackling this urgent, real conversation head-on. His work brings something rare to portrait painting right now, real technical mastery paired with a genuine, layered message, and that's exactly why people are paying attention. Lucy Bull. Lucy Bull's paintings are the kind you can't just glance at. Stand in front of one and thousands of tiny, feather-like brushstrokes seem to shift and shimmer depending on where you're standing, like staring into bioluminescent water or a cloud of cosmic dust. It's dizzying in the best way. Based in Los Angeles, Bull's has become one of the most talked about young abstract painters working today, and by 2026, her paintings are setting off genuine bidding wars at major auctions. Part of the appeal is timing. In a world where we are all staring at screens constantly, her paintings offer something raw, analog, and hypnotic that a phone screen just can't replicate. Bull's rise is like proof that pure painting skill can still stop people in their tracks. Jenna Gribbon. Jenna Gribbon paints the people she loves, and you can feel it in every brushstrokes. Her scenes shows her partner and friends in warm, private moments, bars, bedrooms, and ordinary afternoons. What makes her work stand out is how loose and liquid her paint feels, almost like it's still wet and moving on the canvas. There's a bigger idea underneath. Gribbon is deliberately flipping the old voyeuristic male gaze that's dominated painting for centuries, replacing it with something tender and honest instead. By 2026, her demand has surged alongside major solo shows at top galleries and museums. Collectors love her work because it's both a masterclass in confident brushwork and a real, lived document of joy and visibility today. Flora Yukhnovich. Flora Yukhnovich takes 18th century Rococo paintings, all those dramatic over-the-top scenes by artists like Fragonard, and blows them apart into pure abstraction. Get close to one of her canvases and it's just a chaotic mess of thick gestural strokes. Step back though and it suddenly clicks into billowy clouds, soft flesh tones, and old world opulence, like a memory of painting rather than the painting itself. In 2026, Yukhnovich remains one of the biggest names at auction, with her work regularly pulling multi-million-dollar prices and landing in major collections. What makes her stand out is how she blends serious art history with pop modern sensibility, exploring femininity and consumer culture through candy pinks and golds. Celine Ali. Celine Ali paints people without faces, and somehow that makes them feel more real, not less. Born in Romania to Turkish roots and now working out of London, Ali mixes cubism and surrealism into bold, colorful scenes of women lounging in cozy interiors. Because she strips away facial expressions, you end up projecting your own thoughts onto her canvas, and it works. Her paintings dig into loneliness, bad breakups, and the messiness of being a woman in today, all wrapped in warm, saturated color. She doesn't chase perfection either. Her figures are soft and imperfect, which is exactly the point. In 2026, major galleries and collectors have taken serious notice, drawn to how honest her work feels next to a lot of polished, safe portraiture out there. Weyant. Weyant paints like an old Dutch master who's seen one too many horror movies. Her portraits of young women look calm on the surface, soft, porcelain skin, muted greens and browns, careful classical technique. But look closer and something's off. There's a strange tension in every scene, like a joke that hasn't landed yet, or a threat hiding just out of frame. That mix of beauty and unease is exactly why collectors can't get enough of her right now. In 2026, Weyant's paintings are pulling huge numbers at major auctions, and top galleries have built reputations around showing her work. She's taken century-old painting techniques and made them feel completely modern, funny, and a little bit terrifying, all at once. Few young painters can pull that off. Shara Hughes. Shara Hughes doesn't paint places she's seen. She paints places that only exist in her head. And they are wild. Think violet rivers, neon yellow skies, and shapes that seem to breathe and twist across the canvas. She throws out the usual rules of perspective and color theory completely, layering oil, spray paint, and acrylic until the whole thing practically vibrates. Looking at one of her paintings feels like a little like sensory overload, in a good way though. By 2026, Hughes has had major museum shows built around tracking how her style has changed over the years. Her work connects with people because honestly, it mirrors how overstimulated modern life already feels. At a time when painting has gone quiet and minimal, Hughes goes loud and messy instead, and it's working. Mogul Kim. Imagine quitting everything to travel the world for almost 2 years, painting a little bit of what you feel every single day. That's basically what Mogul Kim did. The South Korean painter crossed 46 countries in 673 days, and out of that trip came hundreds of small, quiet paintings. These days, she's known for what she calls her green paintings, soft, dreamy scenes of grass, oceans, and forests that look like they belong in a fairy tale. She plays with scale and light until ordinary nature starts to feel like memory or imagination, or both at once. In 2026, collectors love this about her work. Instead of scaring people with climate doom, she reminds them why nature is worth protecting. It's calm, gentle art for an anxious world, and people are here for it.